Operation Sindoor. What Article 51 of the Union Charter says. Pakistan's Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar condemned India's airstrikes on terrorist installations in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir Pak, accusing the Indian armed forces of launching an unprovoked attack. The strikes, which came 2 weeks after the Pahalgam attack that killed 26 civilians, were part of India's Operation Sindoor, aimed at targeting terrorist camps in Pakistan. In response, the Pakistani government issued a letter accusing India of violating its sovereignty by using standoff weapons, such as missiles or bombs, and breaching the UN Charter, which governs the principles of international relations. Ishaq Dar claimed that India's actions violated Article 51 of the United Nations Charter, resulting in the loss of numerous civilian lives, including women and children. He also expressed concerns over the threat posed to commercial air traffic, emphasizing that Pakistan condemned India's airstrike as a serious violation of international law and established norms of interstate relations. Dar asserted that Pakistan reserves the right to respond appropriately. India's Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri defended Operation Sindoor, describing it as a calculated and responsible action aimed at dismantling terrorist infrastructure and neutralizing those targeting India. Misri emphasized that no Pakistani military establishments were targeted and that India exercised considerable restraint during the operation. He affirmed that India has strong evidence of Pakistan harboring terrorists and that the strikes were solely focused on terrorist hideouts. The United Nations Charter is a treaty among member nations that upholds specific rules. What does Article 51 of the Union Charter state? Article 51 of the United Nations Charter, adopted in 1945, affirms the inherent right of individual or collective self-defense by member states in the event of an armed attack. This right remains valid until the UN Security Council takes action necessary to maintain international peace and security. The provision balances national sovereignty with global security mechanisms, allowing states to respond to aggression while ensuring such actions remain subject to international oversight to prevent misuse. How is the UN Charter structured? The United Nations Charter is divided into 19 chapters comprising a total of 111 articles. Chapter 7, which includes Articles 39 to 51, outlines provisions for addressing threats to peace, breaches of peace, and acts of aggression. Swipe left for next video. Article 51 of Chapter 7 grants member states the right to take defensive action in the event of an armed attack. This right of self-defense remains valid until the UN Security Council takes appropriate measures to restore international peace and security. However, any such action must be reported to the Security Council immediately, as delays in notification can hinder diplomatic efforts and the broader goal of maintaining peace. There are currently 195 countries in the world. 193 of them are Union member nations. 2 countries are non-member observer nations. The names of those 2 countries are the Holy See and Palestine. All 193 member nations of the United Nations are represented in the General Assembly. The General Assembly is the only body of the United Nations that provides universal representation. Latest blogs.